So hello everyone. So welcome to our fifth video of Python automation series. Okay. So in this video, basically we will create a Python script that will fetch the live weather data of different cities. Okay. Using an external API, and that external API we will be using from OpenWeatherMap. Okay. So in this video, you will understand how the APIs work, okay, and how Python communicates with the server and how JSON data is handled, okay, and how to write a production ready error handling code basically, okay. So this video will be beginner friendly, okay, and also useful for the interviews and backend concepts, okay. So first of all, let me show you that how the script is working so you can get the idea that what we have to do basically. Okay, so let me execute the script first. Okay, the script is asking for a city name. Okay, let me write Pune. Oh, so we are getting the weather report for Pune basically, and we are getting some several features over there like temperature, okay, humidity, pressure, wind speed and condition basically. So as you can see, we are getting the weather reports of city. Let me write the different city. Okay, Delhi. Okay, so as you can see, we have the weather report for Delhi also. We can search for the different cities. Okay, so you are getting the idea that in this script we are just giving the city name and we are getting the weather report for that city. Okay, so we have to basically generate the weather report, and we have to find out the temperature, humidity, pressure, wind speed and condition by the use of external API. So let me jump to the site where we will be using. Okay, so this is the site OpenWeather openweathermap.org. Okay, just you have to log in to this site and move to the my API sections. Okay, so here you can see, as you can see here, there is a key. We will be using this key to interact with the external API. Okay, for now you just copy it and paste it on your notepad. Okay, so basically this site provides you the uh, current weather, okay, of that city. Okay, so I can think that it will be give around 100 of API hit, okay, per day. So for the learning purpose we will be using this external API. Okay, so let me show you the flow of the our Python code. Okay, that how it will work, okay, and generate the output. Okay, so basically user CLI input, basically command line interface. Okay, so we will be interacting through the Python script using our command line, okay, for giving the city name. Then Python script will act as a client, okay, and it will hit the HTTP GET request to external API, that is our weather map API server. Okay, then from that external API we will be generating some getting some JSON response basically. Okay, and Python processing to that JSON response, okay, and giving our expected output. Okay, that is the weather report. Okay, so we will be covering these each of them. Okay, that what is the HTTP GET request, okay, what is request, what is JSON, okay, what is response. Okay, so before moving to the code, let's cover these topics. Okay, so I have written down the heading. So what is basically an API? Okay, so API stand for application programming interface. Okay, so it allows one application to communicate with another application. Okay, so our Python script is a client and the weather service is a server. Okay, we are sending a request to that server and that server responding us with a response, okay, in the JSON format. Okay, so what is that JSON? JSON stand for JavaScript Object Notation. Okay, so JSON looks like a Python dictionary. Okay, and it is very easy to convert into the Python data structure. Okay, for our example, this will be the temperature, humidity, wind speed, all are set inside the JSON. Okay, okay, so now what is HTTP and GET request? So HTTP is a communication protocol that used on the internet basically. Okay, there are different types of HTTP method like GET, POST, PUT, DELETE. Okay, in this video we will be covering GET. Okay, so GET method is used when we want to fetch the data. Okay, In our case, what we are doing, we are fetching the weather data, so we can use the get request. Okay, so let's move to the that what is API key or header. Okay, so most real APIs require the authentication. Okay, so this is done using an API key. Okay, an API key identifies who is making the request. Okay, basically user. So we never hard code APIs in our code directly. Okay, we will follow some good approach, that is basically storing the API key into an them in an environment variable using a .env file. As you can see over there, there is a .env file, and here we are storing our API key. Okay, so okay, now let me clean the code. We will be moving to code one by one. Okay, so before that, we need to understand the request versus response flow. Okay, so the flow is like user gives the input. Okay, Python builds the request, API server processes it, and JSON response comes back. Okay, and Python extract that data and output is shown on the terminal. Okay, so this is the basic flow of our script. So first of all, we will be using Python libraries. Okay, so we will use about 3 Python libraries. Okay, so let me import them from .env import load.env. Okay, now the another one is import request. Okay, now other one is import os basically. So what does these libraries mean to us? Okay, so first library is used to load the environment variables, okay, from .env file into the system environment basically. Okay, as I shown you earlier. And import request is a third party library that used to send the http request. Okay, okay, now import os is used to access the environment variable securely. Okay, so this is easy. Now we need to load the environment variable from .env file. Okay, for that we will be using load underscore .env. Okay, so this will be used to take the environment variable from .env file basically. Okay, okay, now we have the API key. Okay, so we will be what will be the address. Okay, address of that API endpoint. So basically now a base URL is an API endpoint. In our case, we are using an external API from OpenWeatherMap basically. Okay, so for that there is a base URL which we will be using and everyone should follow, because it will be same for that external API which we are using. Okay, for different external APIs there will be different base URL. Okay, so let me declare a variable that will have that API. Okay, http slash API, okay, dot openweathermap.org slash data 2.5 weather. Okay, so this will be our base URL. Okay, so now we will be taking out our API key. For that, let me declare API underscore key equal to os dot get env. Okay, and here API key. Okay, so here we will be fetching the API securely from the environment variable. We are not hard coding the APIs key like directly declaring it over here. Okay, okay, now we have done the basic configuration. Okay, now we will move to our entry point of our Python script. Okay, so first of all, like declare the if underscore name main function. Okay, so as you can see, we have to uh, take the city city name from user. Okay, for example Pune, Delhi. Okay, so declare a variable and take input from the user. Okay, also for formatting we will be using dot strip method. Okay, also we will be validating the input that the city name is correct or not. For that, if not city print city can't be empty, and let me delete it and create an else condition. Else we will fetch the weather data. Okay, and we will create our function get uh, get weather data. Okay, and we will pass the city name which we will be getting from the user. Okay, after getting it we will be basically print weather report. Okay, and passing the weather data basically. Okay, so this is our entry point of our Python script. Okay, so we will be declaring these two functions. Okay, so let's come back here. Okay, and creating our function for fetching the weather data. Okay, so let me create that function. Okay, and first of all we will fetch the weather information for a given city. Okay, and there are the parameters, for example city underscore name. This will be a string. Okay, name of the city entered by the user. Then we will return a dictionary weather details. Okay, or the error information. Okay, so this will be the basic understanding that we need to take care. So first of all our first step will be building building query parameter. Okay, so for that let me declare params that will be attached to our URL. Okay, params. Okay, curly braces. Okay, and passing declaring q city API key matrix. Okay, so this will be our params that will be attached to the URL. Okay, before connecting to the server. Okay, so q stand for your city name Pune, Delhi. Okay, and API ID is basically your API key, authentication key. Okay, and unit matrix means that the temperature will be in Celsius format. Okay, so this is the build query parameter. Okay, so after that there will be our step 2, and in step 2 we will be send the HTTP get request. Okay, so for that let me create a try block. Okay, in that try block we'll declare a variable called response. Okay, response request dot. Okay, this is cool. Okay, so we will give an additional parameter in this. Okay, that will be timeout. Okay, so timeout, it will be of 10 seconds. So what that means basically. Okay, we have to declare the except block. So this basically means what will be the base URL of our external API. Okay, second one is the params means your query parameter. Okay, which we have declared above, and timeout equal to 10 means max wait time in second. Okay, so it will not hang over there. Okay, so after that let me declare the accept block. Okay, and what this accept block will do, let me declare it first. Okay, accept request dot exception. Okay, dot request exception basically. Okay, as e. Okay, now return curly brace error. Okay, so this accept block basically catch all the request related errors basically. Okay, like no internet, timeout, DNS failure, connection error. Okay, so this will be the use case of this except block. Okay, so now we will be jump to our third step. Okay, and that third step will be check the status code. Okay, so what that status code mean? The status code tells the working of our uh, client from the server. Basically, there are different type of status codes. For example, 200 status codes means it's a success. Okay, and 401 means there is an invalid API key. Okay, and 404 means the city not found. Okay, so there are several types of status code which we will be using in our backend. Okay, to understand the error, that what is will be the root cause of that error. Okay, so we can fix it. Okay, we can't confuse on that what will be the issue. Okay, so we will defining the different status code, that is the good thing. Okay, basically. So now after that, we will create the status code basically. Okay, so for that, if response dot status code not equal to 200, error in fetching data from the API. Okay, no, we will not use it like that. Okay, so 200, and then there will be a try block basically. Okay, try error underscore data. Okay, response dot json. Okay, then there will be message. Okay, where it will be the error dot data message unknown error. Okay, after that we have to declare the except block basically. Okay, now declaring the except block. For that, except value error. Okay, and value error will be your message. Okay, so message from the server. Okay, don't require in detail. Okay, so after that try block we will handle some HTTP errors. Okay, so if response equal to 404, city not found. Okay, cool. Okay, and elif 401 for invalid API key. Okay, and else what we'll do, return the status code basically. Okay, so that's it for the handling the common HTTP error code basically. Okay, so after that, after these, our fourth step is there. Okay, step 4, parsing the JSON response basically. Okay, so for that, let me create a try block basically. Okay, so in try block basically we will be converting the JSON into the Python dictionary. Okay, this is important step because we have to give that result into our terminal. Okay, according to our requirement. Okay, so data equal to similar like above. Okay, except value error. Okay, return. Okay, so cool, so this is good. So now after parsing the JSON's response, we will move to our fifth step basically. Okay, so what is our step 5? Safe data extraction. So what that basically means? So in step 5, why we do this? Okay, so this is because API response can change from time to time. Okay, so and key may be missing. Okay, accessing missing keys directly from cause the crashes. So basically we try to avoid our Python script to be not crash. Okay, if it will be crash, that you will be not getting any response. Okay, so to avoid these issues in future, okay, we will be using the safe data extraction. Okay, so we will be generally using the get method and passing some default values like empty curly brace. There will be a default value if we can't find anything. Okay, so basically in this external API we will be using main. Okay, for main we will be getting the temperature and humidity. okay. And for weather we will be getting the descriptions like clear sky, okay. And from wind section we will be getting the speed, okay. So let we move to the one by one, okay. So main, okay, equal to data dot get, okay, main, okay. Now we'll be passing it empty to avoid any crashes if we can't find the data. And weather equal to data dot get, okay, weather empty, and we don't require this, okay. So we don't require this also, okay. Now we will be getting the weather. After that we need the wind, and wind will be getting from the wind section basically, okay. For wind data dot get, okay. Now we are getting the data using the safer approach, okay. So we have done with the data extraction process, okay. So after that we will be building clean result dictionary, okay, as per our requirement. So this is our step 6, okay, structuring the data or building the clean result, okay. So let me return, okay, okay, let me return first city, okay, data dot get, okay, name, okay, city underscore name basically, okay. So now we have declared that city name basically, okay, city name returned by the API basically, okay. So it is giving the, it is undefined basically, okay, let it be. After that we require the temperature, okay, temperature, okay. We don't require any over there. Let it close it, okay. After that we require the humidity, okay, humidity from the main, okay. Now we require the atmospheric pressure or pressure, okay. Pressure, pressure we will be getting from the main itself, okay. After that we will be getting condition, weather condition, okay, condition, and from here, okay, correct. So as you can see I have using their zero indexing, okay. So this zero indexing means we will be getting the first item from the list, and there is some error handling over there, okay. So this is the structuring the what is this, this is the structured way to extract the data, okay. So now I guess we have done with some basic configuration, okay. So there is a issue, as you can see I am passing here city, okay. So it should be city name str, okay, basically. So that's why I am getting here undefined basically, okay. So we have solved it because getting this error. So now we have done with some basic functionality. Now we will be displaying our result, okay, displaying function basically. So for that we will be creating our def print weather report, okay, okay, cool, okay, okay, no, not going too much advanced. In this function we will be passing the result basically, okay, result in which type, dictionary type, okay. So after that we will be printing the formatting weather report or error message, okay. So first of all, if an API return an error we should handle it, okay. For that, if error, okay, error in result which we are getting, then print error, okay, cool. After that we will be displaying it in cleaner format, okay, 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 done. And for that we don't require the else block. Okay, let it delete. Okay, and we can directly return over there. Okay, now printing it weather report. So now we are displaying the weather report basically over there, as you can see, or we can change it into a simpler way. Okay, for that simpler way we will be using it like that. Print slash n. Okay, weather report. Okay, for the city name. Okay, comma result for that city. Okay, after that we required some several features. Okay, for that let it pass f because we will getting some okay, temperature. Okay, result temperature in Celsius. Okay, cool, it's good. Okay, okay, humidity. Okay, you have generated the correct code. Okay, so this is the our printing printing detail code. Okay, so here we are printing the result basically. Okay, so so this is our implementation. Okay, we have created the entry point already, so let it execute. Okay, so python api key. Okay, let me check if we are getting any error. Pune, boom, it is working. So as you can see, our code is working in one go. Okay, so as you can see previously, is it in matching or not? 19.67. Oh, it is matching. Okay, and okay, let it change for another city, Mumbai. Boom, we are getting the result for Mumbai. So as you can see, we can get the result for the different city. Okay, Delhi. Okay, so as you can see, we are getting the result. Okay, so this is our quick code basically. So in this code you get an idea like how we can use an external API to get the data. Okay, and data can be in the format of the JSON, and you can manipulate that response according to your requirement basically. Okay, so that's it for the video. This is our API tutorial with respect to the Python. Okay, so in next video we will be covering how we can send the if emails, okay, through Python. Okay, so that video will be also interesting, and this video is like the most important video, I guess, because in office automation you have to deal with the APIs. Okay, and you want to know that what are the different types of HTTP methods. Okay, and you should know each of them and when to use basically. Okay, so that's it for this video. Hope you like it. Let's meet in the next video.